We are 1%ers. We think like 1%ers. We have 1% habits, and we do things that 1%ers would do. Look at adversity, and we look at that as a chance to get better, a chance to change, and a chance to turn that into something positive, right? Into an opportunity. So we need to start working on getting referrals from every single person we talk to. And I'm going to show you some simple math here. All right, everyone can see my screen right here?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so let me show you the magic of referrals, guys, because we're literally walking over money, right? And I want everyone to get better at referrals because I want you guys to be more profitable and be more successful in this business. So let me ask some questions to you guys. Let me get the chat open so I can see them. What's their goal? How many presentations are we trying to get every single day? Presentations. Five presentations, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if we're working on getting 5 presentations today, it's safe to say we're talking to a lot more than 5 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it safe to say that if we practice, made it non-negotiable, increased our skill, we could get to the point where we're getting 5 new referrals every day?
Yes.
Everyone agree with that? Put a 1 if you agree.
Yes.
All right. So let me move my mic here. All right. So referrals. All right. So we're getting 5 a day. I don't know if I spelled that right.
Oh, that'd be 25.
Okay. Right. So that's 25 a week, right?
No. 5 times 5 is 25 times 5.
Okay. So 5 a day.
No.
And working 5 days a week, right? We're going to use minimals here. I'm not looking for superstars. I'm looking for minimals, right? So that's 25 referrals a week, right?
Correct.
Right.
And I could probably, there we go. All right. So that's 25 a week. All right. So let's say how many weeks are we going to work for the year? We'll give you a 2-week vacation. You're going to work 50 weeks out of the year, right? So that's 1,250 referrals for the year. Let's see. Let's make this year. All right. So out of 1,250 referrals, that's 1,250 people we get to talk to, right? How many people do you think we can close? What percentage?
20%.
You guys say 20%?
50%.
50%. Amber's a superstar. She's closing everyone. I'm going to give you guys a minimum number. Let's say 10%. Let's say we close 20% of these people. That's 125 sales for the week. I'm sorry, for the year. 125 more sales, right? With 0 lead. What's that? Now,
That's a lot of money.
if we close 125, what's our average premium for a final expense sale monthly?
80.
80.
All right. TPGs is about $65.
Okay, $65.
But we're gonna go low. We're gonna go lows. Let's say $60, right? That's $720 AP, right?
Wow.
$90,000 of extra premium for the year. All right. So let's say some of those things are modified, some are guaranteed issue, some are super preferred. Let's say with the product mix, let's say we're at 70% of that. $63,000. And let's guarantee, right? We have some chargeback. So let's say we had 60% advance on that. $37,000, right? And that let's to take $37,000 and divide that by the most expensive lead, which is how much?
55.
55.
55, right? It shouldn't be dollars. It should be. That's 687 leads.
That's a year's worth of leads.
Divide that by 687. So equals 687 divided by 50 weeks a year. That's 14 free leads a week. And these were minimum numbers, right? I said this is closing 10%. You said 20%. At 20%, that's 28 leads a week.
Wow.
So you guys, we all, right? A lot of us said we weren't happy about our lead costs going up, but most of us aren't doing anything about it. And I just showed you how you could eliminate your lead cost.
Wow.
Wow. And that didn't even count getting leads or referrals from the people that were referrals as well.
Very minimum. That's getting 5 referrals a day. If we're doing 5 presentations, we could get 25 referrals in a day. So 5x all of that. Literally, if you start mastering referrals, you could literally easily make another $100,000 a year. Covering your lead costs, probably your household costs, making it every other dollar that you make from leads free money that just go into a savings account.
Wow.
I like it, Power. The goal of a presentation is to get another presentation. Any questions on that? All right, cool. So next thing is, we talk about the math, we talk about how simple we can do it, but what I like to do is share some hope. How do we share hope? We share hope by sharing success stories. I need some help from somebody who has had a successful referral story, because I know we have them.
I have one.
Thank you, Robin.
I'm working on getting better at this. I'm working on my consistency. However, there was a person, it was actually the wife that called for her husband. And so we put a policy in place for him. And I asked her for referrals. And she was like, oh, yeah, I got a few for you, right? But I had to call her back several times to get their contact information. She didn't have it immediately. But anyway, after like the third or the fourth call, she ended up giving me her son's contact information and a church member, I think. And the church member, I wasn't able to close, but her son, I was able to put a policy in place for him. That's still on the books. So that was successful.
Awesome, Robin. Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. Who here is good at getting referrals? Who wants to show us how they ask for referrals? Whose hand just went up? Let's see. Sheena, there we go. Let me hear Sheena and how she would get some referrals, please.
Great morning. Great morning. So,
Good morning.
2 ways. One thing I like to do is when we ask for the beneficiary information, I ask for emergency contact information instead of just asking for the telephone number. Reason why you ask emergency contact is because people are more likely to give a number out for emergencies and not just regular numbers. So you get the emergency contact from the primary and the contingent. You always get the contingent, no matter what. You do not need to send it to the extent. So you get the emergency contact. So that's already 2. And at the very end of the presentation, I think I mentioned this on one of the calls, is that this should be added to your script at the very end. You just simply ask, hey, Miss Mary, I need 2 other people I can go this information with. I do not ask, do you know anybody? Can I have anybody? I tell them what I need and not asking for permission if they can give me somebody. So if you tell them, hey, Miss Mary, I need 2 other people that I can go this information with, that is automatically 4 additional people. But if you're doing legacy assurance properly, you also list those 4 individuals and get their emergency contact numbers as well. Get the client to put the information, to put the phone on speaker and have them to go through their phone. They have the information. They know how to figure it out. They know how to put things on speaker. And if they don't, have enough patience to tell them and show them how. So if you do this on every presentation, and even if you don't do a whole presentation, I also like to do it. If I'm talking to somebody, I'm gonna get something out of them. I'm gonna get a return on my investment one way, somehow. So even they say they're not interested, they've gotten it taken care of. Great, Miss Mary, I'm glad you got it taken care of. Smart woman. Real quick, I need 2 other people I can go this information with. And that's if they didn't even buy from me. If they didn't buy from me and they didn't, I still need 2 other people. That is all.
I like it, but there's one word, everything she said was amazing, right? And there's one word in there that she said that really, really stood out to me. Anyone know what that word is?
Emergency contact.
Contact.
That
I
was good.
need.
But there's one
Return on
very amazing
investment.
word in there.
I need. Return on investment.
Another great word. I'm looking for something else. One more.
Must.
Return on investment.
Patience.
Patience.
We're a lot of times, I know when I was a field agent, I was in such a rush to move on, to get the sale, to whatever, that I wasn't being patient, slowing down and taking the time to get what I need, which is emergency contacts and the referrals, right? Making it non-negotiable, like just being patient, just slowing down and making it happen. Don't say, oh man, I made a sale. I used to do it all the time. I used to call up my mentor, like, man, I just made a sale. And he would ask me, how many referrals you get? I'm like, why the heck is this guy asking about referrals? I just told him I made a sale. Like, what the heck? I want to celebrate this guy's referrals. Call him next time I made a sale. How many referrals you get? And he just kept saying it and saying it. And then when I got to the point where like, man, I don't understand. I can't get past my lead costs. I told you, you haven't been getting referrals. Real simple. It was my fault, my problem, right? I wasn't listening. I wasn't doing the work. I wasn't being patient. I wasn't trying to be better. I was just doing the simplest thing, which is fill the application, get the bank information, looking for laydowns. I wasn't being a student, right? And if we're not getting referrals, are we really even salespeople? Think about that. If we're not getting referrals, are we even really salespeople? Awesome, Sheena. Thank you for that. That was freaking dead on. Michelle, you got your hand up. What you got?
Oh, I actually wanted to ask Sheena when she was going over this, how do you come over the objections, Sheena? When you say, I need 2 other people, I need to give this information, like if they give you resistance, how do you overcome that?
Typically, you won't get any type of resistance from an emergency contact. It doesn't hardly ever happen. But so if you first of all, if you've gotten that far out, they trust you. And if they don't trust me, then I don't want them as a client in the first place. But we got to keep in mind. So I just posted in the chat, is that letting them know, hey, Miss Mary, so I need them as emergency contact. I already added them. I've already received the emergency contact before the deal was closed. I asked that I need that information anyway. But at the very end of the call, I just posted it that if you'll let Miss Mary go ahead and give them a heads up that I'll be calling, because I want them to know that I'm going to be their family personal agent, insurance agent when somebody passes. I'm going to be the first point of contact. I need you to call me. Do not call, I don't want you to call Senior Life first. Do not call the funeral home. Call me first. And so, but if you give them my number, that way, they know who I am. I'm just not a random person, because you have to do your due diligence. If you're going to say, I'm going to be your family's personal agent for life, or I'm going to be your agent, if you're getting a check off of them every single month, then you're getting paid to be their agent and for life. And so that's just how I look at it. But it's just the way you kind of, the way you explain it to the client as an emergency contact. People, it's as simple as emergency contact. People just do not simply give any type of resistance. The same way you're not giving the checkout clerk or the check-in clerk resistance when it's on the form. It's on the form. You put the same exact thing and you don't even hesitate. You do the same exact thing. And if you use that, they're not going to hesitate either.
Okay. Thank you.
Also, Jason, I know you're really good with referrals, man. What you got?
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Let me lower my
Good morning.
hand. Hey, thank you, David, man. We really I personally really appreciate you, throwing this out here, because this is super great information. And I know yesterday when I spoke on the call, I talked about the byproduct and the product of what we do, right? So if you was on the call yesterday, you remember how I spoke about selling service and experience, right? So being in that space, it really, what it does is having the basketball reference behind it is, when you're in that space, the client would throw you an alley-oop over referrals. So it's almost like you don't even have to get them, pretty much ask for them. If you lead them, like when we present, we're leading, we're not persuading. We're leading them to do business with us, not persuading them. So I remember, like I said, the legacy being the product, the planning, you get them in the space of how they want their final wishes done. And as you leading them to, if they say they want to be cremated and they know what type of service, they say they want to be buried, they know what type of service, you then ask them, okay, well, as we're planning this, because once we get your policy jet issued, listen to the words, right? There are certain words you use. I said it yesterday. There's suicide words, and there's words that's going to take you over the top. Jet means fast. Hey, once we get everything secured today, once you make this initial payment today, your policy is going to be jet issued in 7 to 10 days, and it's going to be in your household, right? What type of service? Make them regurgitate. What type of service did you say you wanted? I want to be cremated with a memorial service. Perfect. So this is what I need you to go ahead and tell me right now. There's people we're going to need to notify at the time of your death. I want you to give me a list of those people. I need their name, their relationship to you, and their phone number while we on the phone. So when your policy do come in place, so when we put it in place with the legacy and plan everything, those people will be the ones we notify. But me as your agent, I'm going to go ahead and jet notify them today and let them know you took out everything. And they were the most important people. They were the prioritized people to notify at the time of your death. You okay with that? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Are you okay with me doing that while we on the phone? Of course, I'm okay with that. So let's put them on three-way. Boom, I get the list. Boom, hey, I just want to properly introduce myself. This is Jason. I'm the final expense representative for Senior Life and Legacy Insurance. I just got Miss Mary taken care of. She told me you were one of the people that was prioritized on her list at the time of her death. And she also, am I right, Miss Mary? Didn't you say she was probably going to be looking for some type of final expense coverage too? Because if she passed away, she was going to prioritize you as a person to notify. What is that going to lead? Miss Mary gonna be like, oh, yeah, I thought about it. I just lead them to where you want to go. Person to notify is one of the most amazing things you can do without even asking, do they know anybody else?
You know, I appreciate it, guys. And I'm going to tell you guys something because I get to see the big picture, right? And I get a report on how many leads people get versus how much production. And the one thing I noticed from Jason right from the get-go when he first started with us is he writes a lot of production with a very minimal amount of leads, which tells me he's amazing at exactly what he just told you. Like he just gave you the, like, I wondered, I was like, he's got to be good at referrals. Like I remember noticing that a couple different times. You know, and I was like, this guy's got to be really good at referrals. I was like, this guy is a professional, running that much business with the minimum amount of leads. So he just really broke it down to you, right? And if you really are serious about your business, right, and being able to write lots of production with minimal amount of leads, and doesn't mean like give up on the leads right away, right? You use the leads to create the skill, right? The leads gives you an opportunity to ask somebody for referrals. The leads gives you an opportunity to get a sale and get that emergency contact sheet. But I would definitely take notes on everything Jason just said and literally put it into action. See, a lot of times, you know, I was thinking this thought the other day. Jason, tell me what you think about this. And is it better to read 12 books a year or to master one?
Master one.
Think about that, right? We're like, oh man, I'm reading all these books. I'm reading those books. Right? I got books all over my desk, right? I'm reading this book. I'm reading this book. I'm reading this book, right? But like, I might take an idea out of one book. Like this book is fire, right? This book's so freaking good. And imagine like just being a master in like one book, like one playbook, one book, right? I got a whole stack of books you can't see are next to me on my desk. It's just like, but instead it's like we want to jump on these trainings. We want to ask all these questions. We want all these answers, but like we don't actually put any of the stuff we just learned into place. You know, I'm guilty of that, right? I read books all the time. I read stuff, but like how much of it am I actually really changing about myself and following that? So it was just a thought I had the other day. Like, is it better to read all these books or just take one and be a master? You know, like if you look at like Hermosi's got a lot of great books. What's his name? Russell Brunson has a lot of great books. And it's like, dude, if I just like studied one of the books and just did every single thing in this book, I bet you things would really drastically change in my business. So awesome. Jason, you disappeared. He's getting referrals already.
No.
There you are. You moved up the screen.
One quick thing I was going to say is what you just said. It's like the thing, this is 10 years of mistakes, right? When I speak, I'm giving you 10 years of mistakes. So I was always told that when you get you're going to get your leads, right? You get your leads, you put yourself in a situation where you offset your lead costs by getting your referrals. So it's so important. David just said it. Get your leads, order your leads. Your leads is the lifeblood of our business. But you got to be able to offset, as a good business person, you got to offset your lead costs by getting your referrals. And you look up, if you're a producer, you produce on a good average consistently for a certain amount of years, you'll create your own lead system because you've always got the referrals.
Yeah. No, great job, man. Appreciate it, Jason. Thanks for sharing that, man. And I think everyone just really get in that place where every single you talk to, every person I talk to, my goal is to get 5 new names and numbers from it. And if you practice that, then the next thing is to be practicing calling them. What you got, Philip?
If you review the past 90 days and you determine who you've done business with in the past 90 days, they owe you 15 minutes of their time because you've spent money with them. And anybody starting out trying to figure out who they'd like to speak with, I think should apply that, because they're always trying to find somebody new, and yet they're right in front of them. If they went to the barber shop, the car wash, the grocery store, if they went anywhere in the past 90 days and spent $10 to $100, which I'm sure they have, then the person or persons that they spent the money with should give them 15 minutes.
Awesome, Phil. I appreciate that. And Philip is another person too. Everything he's saying right now, he actually does apply that, and he does write business with exactly what he's saying, right? When he comes across people in his regular day life, that he just says now that he spends money with, has any kind of connection with, he's doing presentations with them and he's selling them. So I noticed that too just recently with you, Philip. So great job with that, man. And again, I always, it's funny because I've always thought there's some people that are really, really good at the referral game. There's some people really good at networking and, drumming up their own leads. And I'm always just like, man, when am I going to find that like person that can do both? Like a ninja, where they can work leads really, really well. They get referrals from everyone they talk to, and they also, come across anyone they talk to in their regular life, making sales with them, but not just on a sales side, but on a recruiting side as well, right? Like, how do you take like a WFG Empower America agent and mix them with what we got over here, being very lead heavy, and put those two together? Be a powerful, amazing thing. And I'm still a student myself, man. Jay said he's got 10 years of mistakes. I got 4 years of mistakes to catch up on you. I only got 6 years of mistakes, but always learning, man. So appreciate you guys. So we got time for one more story. Anyone wants to share how they get referrals, how they had some success with some referrals? I know Jen used to be the master. Jen used to go out in the field, and all of a sudden you would see Telegram, and you just see numbers line up, $100, $60, $70, $80. And I'd be like, all right, Jen. She would go into these people's houses, and she would build such good rapport with them that they would start calling other family members that come over. And I always call it the insurance drive-through. Jen set up the insurance drive-through at Miss Jones' house, and she'll just be at the house all day long, and they're just bringing family members in, and she's selling left and right. Jen, where you at? You on here, Jen? I think Jen's at the pool.
I'm here. No, I'm not.
Where you
I'm
at,
here.
Jen? There you are. Jen, tell us
I'm
about the
actually
drive-through,
working out when
Jen.
I'm at the pool, okay? I'm getting my fitness in.
Tell us about the drive-through.
I mean, like whenever I was in the house, I would just tell them, okay, well, who else do you guys know that needs some insurance that we can share this valuable information with, And I would tell them, okay, well, let's call them up right now. Let's get them on the phone. Let's get them here. I'm gonna wait. So while I'm doing your application, you guys can actually let them know what we're doing, what you're getting. So then they would just start calling people. And then some clients would just take me around town to their house, and, we'll just be hitting up all the people. Yeah, we used to call it the ice cream truck. Send them like the ice cream truck, drive through. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, that was just, it's funny you say that too, Dave, that, about the leads. I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, a lot of us have never been anywhere else, right, to any other company before. So, but we've all heard the stories. Like Anna's on my team, and Anna's telling me, she's like, dude, we have the best leads from anywhere. They were wanting her to pay $2,500 for one lead, So I'm like, having these leads, but asking for referrals is important. I mean, that's funny you bring that up, Dave, because yeah, And you asked me yesterday, the other day, how many referrals have you gotten? And I'm guilty of that. I have not been working on that, and it shows. So I'm taking that back today. I take fully responsibility, and I'll start asking for referrals every person I talk to.
Non-negotiable, not asking, telling, right,
It's
Sheena?
non-negotiable. It's
Telling,
non-negotiable.
telling
I
them.
am telling them I need these people.
I cannot get off the
It
phone with
is
you until you
life
give me
or
5 names and
death.
numbers. That's it.
It's life or
You're
death. I will
you're gonna have
die.
a jet death experience if you don't give me my referrals.
I will die, man. Give me these people, and
Fast,
it's gonna be a
fast.
jet death.
That's it. You'll be a jet death experience. So
Yes,
awesome,
sir.
guys. All right, cool. Well, again, guys, listen, this call, I hope everyone got something out of this call, man. At the end of the day, I want to see everyone live the life they deserve to live. And we're always going to have roadblocks put in front of us. Things are going to change. Rates will go up. Prices will go up. Lead costs will go up. I mean, things are always gonna happen. That's it. That's life. Congratulations. Welcome. You have won the prize of life. It's just understanding that when we see these things, it doesn't mean we get mad at them, right? We're not gonna all be able to send Ron Powell a letter with all our signatures on it saying, hey, we want you to lower the lead costs. We just got to be better at agents, right? We just got to learn how to do great with what we have. I wasn't born with a silver spoon, right? I learned how to put myself in a better position through hard work, right? Through dedication, through good habits, through mindset, through training, through learning, through reading all these books, right? So let's become students. Let's make it non-negotiable. Let's practice, right? So if you're a leader here and you got agents, practice with your agents. Teach them how to get referrals. If you're a leader here and you're not great at getting referrals, practice yourself. Get good at getting referrals so you could teach it. I started training myself on referrals, and I made sure every single person I talked to would give me minimum 4 people. And I had a stack of referrals, right? And then the next step would be learning how to call these referrals and close them, right? Get comfortable with calling somebody that's a referral versus a lead, which actually is easier. So be a student, practice these things. If you guys need anything, reach out to me. Thank you so much. And let's win, guys. It's an exciting time to be an insurance agent. I'm telling you this right now.